you digger? Why do you laugh?
I texted Devin on the right
My
away.
kids will be called everything that had a thing on claw, they called it a digger.
Very good. I'm gonna test the live just to make sure before we go into this.
Excuse me.
Okay, can you hear me out there in TV land? Can you hear me out there in TV land? Very good. Hopefully we won't have any more technical difficulties. That being said, I'll go ahead and call the Monday, February 26th meeting to order. We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Very good. Good morning. Roll call, all three commissioners present. Michelle Morris is also present. Additions or deletions to the agenda? Have anything to add?
I just had two under commissioner reports. I visited with Scott Lloyd this week. I was gonna just give you information on that, and then I was able to get a hold of Douglas County about some of those disbursements for rural water 4. I was just gonna visit briefly on that.
Water for disbursements. Okay. Jay, anything? I will move to approve the addition or the agenda with the additions.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Public comment. I don't see anybody for public comment. We'll move right into the Lake Region public. Wait, did we set that at 9 o'clock, didn't we?
I was told 8:30 to be here, so.
Yeah,
I
we,
guess that-
I believe so. Didn't have time. We'll go ahead and move into the Lake Region hearing. And that is why you're here. I'm Les Holman, Chairman. How are you?
I'm Shaggy Anisak, I'm the regional coordinator for the Lake Region Solid Waste Authority. I know the public hearing is something that's required by compliance. Every 5 years. We do a complete overhaul of our solid waste management plan, which means updating data, making sure that the information is accurate, putting together plans for the next 5 to 10 years, things that the county is looking to do or that we'll be required to do in order to be able to continue to manage the solid waste, recycling programs, anything along that lines. So it is a 6-county region that we do, so it's all 6 counties review their own individuals, and then we look collectively how we can work together. All of that goes into the plan, so it's a comprehensive plan to be able to do that. There's an annual review that we do every year that you guys get to see, but that's mostly just updating contact information, and that's done. In this case, we updated all of the waste hauling information, and we learned that we will not be doing that every 5 years. I will be collecting the data every year, and then we will just be updating it every 5 years, because getting people to go back and try and find the last 5 years worth of data sometimes doesn't work. So that was a learning process as well. But the public hearing is required just so it allows everybody to be able to have a chance to review it, make any comments or anything along the lines.
Very good.
It does not appear that, unless the clerk received any comments from the public, because that was also an option that people could write in or submit them that way as well. And I did not receive any comments on
Go ahead.
So you'd be asking to approve the proposed 5-year plan that's been submitted?
that. Yes. So after we hold the public meeting, then it would be yes. You would got approved it, we can get it signed, and then that gets submitted to the state, KDHE.
And just so the public's kind of aware, because we have been having a couple discussions regarding this, and we had a mayor summit in Osage City last week, in which some people were inquiring, what does the Lake Region provide for Osage County? What kind of projects, what kind of programs can Osage County be involved in? There was talk about tire waste, things like that, how to get rid of it. Is there grants and things that you go through Lake Region, or how does that work?
Individual counties still run their own programs. So you are responsible because it is taxpayer for your county. Collectively, we came together as a region because there is a benefit in being able to share and communicate in terms of resources. When somebody's supplier goes down, okay, we had a paper mill that went down, is no longer accepting for recycling. Well, then we get to be able to talk to each other. Who are you using? It's a sharing and communication with having a support system. One of the benefits of that, which is probably later on the agenda will be another item that we're looking at, was the expansion of our region. Having those collaboration means that each county doesn't have to individually do all of the components that are required for compliance, that we do it collectively as a group. So as a region, when we hold our quarterly meetings, each county only has to come up with their 2 representation and potentially an alternate. So it makes it a little bit easier than trying to find 8 to 10 people in your own county who you can coordinate their schedules, get them together, and have a consistent group that sticks with a plan. So there's the benefit of that, of having a collaboration. So that we hold our quarterly meetings. What I do as the regional coordinator is do all of the administrative parts of it. So that means that removes that burden of your county doesn't have to write the plan. They don't have to have the public meetings. They don't have to go do the educational components. I will do all of that. I maintain the website. I do the outreach and education. I will do the grant writing. So the county can submit for a grant and the Lake Region can submit for a grant. Because we do it from an educational and outreach perspective, you may do it from an equipment. And there are things like, yes, waste tire grants, solid waste management grants. There is a household hazardous waste. You can look outside the state for public available to be able to assist. And that's something that I can do to help write those grants for the county as well.
Very good. So if a city, municipality within that county was looking for a way to get rid of a ton of waste tires or whatever, would they be able, are they part of that balloon?
Yeah, so everything within the county, individual communities, even nonprofits, if they wanted to work with us, we can hook them up to work with a municipality if it had to come through a municipality for grant writing. We've done that collaborative efforts. We have this great group that wants to, coordinate, and they have all the workforce and they're willing to do it all, but they can't apply on their own. Well, then we say, okay, well, here we go, city, would you work with them? And then we can help do the grant writing through that. So yeah, it's everybody is included in the region, and I'll travel back and forth no matter where in there to be able to assist or hook those people up for that, yeah.
Very good. That's good to know. And then equipment wise, you mentioned equipment. Would that be equipment used at the transfer station or equipment used to dispose of waste?
Anything that is related to solid waste can be applied for at KDHE grants that are coming up, because what they're looking for is waste diversion, waste reduction, increase in alternative disposal such as recycling, composting, anything along that lines.
Very good. Very good. You guys have any other questions?
No, this is just the public
I used to
hearing.
say when we put in the, when Sunflower closed down on the cardboard, I reached out to Shay, and when we were building up the cardboard and stuff, and she got me in contact with Todd, and we kind of went over where Todd was getting rid of his stuff. So it was able to be coordinated with several that were facing the same thing that everybody was hauling down there. And we all had to find a different place to have the cardboard. And so I used that information and reached out to used to be Jerry's Thriftway in Osage, because they had cardboard bales too. And I passed that information on to them. And that guy, Mike, with the recycling actually came down and talked to them about their cardboard bales too. And so he started picking theirs up too. So just the coordination and everything, the outreach, and being able to reach somebody to point you in the right direction is huge.
Yeah, that was kind of a big deal.
Yes.
That's good. Good.
Nobody wants to get weighed down with all that cardboard.
Right. Well, it all happened so quickly,
It did.
and it affected so many people around us. So
Yeah, there was people that own their own trailers. I don't know if it was county entities or who, that actually had trailers on the lot when they locked the doors, so they had to go through legal matters to get their trailers back.
Yeah.
So it's nice to have a support system.
Right, exactly.
People who understand what it's like or what you need to do when these circumstances change.
Yeah. And that's what I'm trying to do with this hearing and ask those questions, is to paint that picture
No,
for
absolutely.
everybody. Because I realized that you guys existed and that we were a part of it, but I even wasn't fully aware of what you guys provide. So it's good to get that out to everybody.
Well, and that's our goal too, is to continue to increase, continue to have more presence, to have people know. And that includes the public. It's not just for commissions or, or cities, it's the public. I get phone calls and field emails from just general people. Hey, I just moved here. You know what I mean? What do I do with my trash? Where do I go? Or how can I take care of this? And yeah.
Very good. All right. Did you have a question? You started to?
No, I was just, today's the hearing, and then you're gonna have your meeting, and once that all gets approved, then it comes back to us again that we.
No, you can approve this right after the meeting.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
because you can close the meeting and then you can put that as the next
Okay.
item to approve the plan.
Yep.
Because I have to get 6 independent approvals anyway before I can put it collectively together to say that the plan was approved, and then that gets submitted. So if I have one county that for some reason something has come up, then I would come back to everybody and say, this is the revision.
My only question would be, do we need a resolution for this agreement?
I think we can approve agreement as submitted, and document that in minutes. Michelle has the signature pages of, it looks like 3 different documents.
Yes. Oh, that's separate than the plan.
Okay.
That's a separate issue. The plan itself does have a page for you to sign on that one.
Okay, let me find that. Is that-
Is that the one that had several red marks throughout the whole thing too?
No, those are separate documents. This plan is just that was submitted as the final version of it, and at the very end, there are the pages that go with that.
Okay, I think I've got that. The plan
I have the signature pages here. Let me double check for the plan.
as revised
Right, you're right.
December 20th, 2023,
That's correct.
60 pages.
That's nice and hefty.
It's loading. Do we have a resolution number that I can use for this?
The 2024-07.
So to answer your question, yes,
Very good.
we'll have a resolution. 7?
07, yes. 2024-07.
I will allow you to generate that. And then, with that being said, as long as there's no other comment, I will move to close public hearing on Lake Region Solid Waste.
Second?
Yes, sir.
I'll second.
Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor? Aye, opposed? Motion carries. We'll get that resolution generated and go from there.
Okay.
Thank you.
Like a signature page. Now, did you also want to do the expansion, which includes the other documents? I didn't get a copy of the agenda, sorry, I didn't get that.
Yes.
So I didn't know if that's on there as well.
Yes, we'd like to handle all that today so that
Okay.
we don't have to drag it any further. necessary. And the fact that it only comes around every 5 years, I think, is why I'm kind of trying to put as much out.
Because usually it's just an annual review.
Right.
Here's the updates and the rest.
It has to be original, so that's why there's.
So we're gonna sign 3 originals, is what you're saying?
Yeah, I'll keep one and then she can have 2 copies.
But this is.
Well, yeah, we'll make sure what this is. This is the
Yeah,
this is the
Household
last one, right?
Hazardous Waste Collection Program
No,
Agreement
that's-
Amendment number 4.
No, we're not doing those ones, that's not
We're
it.
not doing that today.
Well, we can do that today, but that's not the plan one.
Right.
That's the document one.
Yes.
Okay.
I just gave it to you to look at.
So we just need to plan.
Or it might be, is it a resolution one? It was given to you as a separate resolution to sign then, I believe.
A resolution adopting the Lake Region.
Yes, solid waste management plan,
That's
yes.
what I'm.
So then you just put the number on the top of it, yeah.
I sent that to you, Michelle. Thank you. Do you have any issue with me just getting a brother printer? But you're-
I don't have any issues with that.
Will it not connect to the spine anyway?
I'll try again, but we have one, it's a short one. I won't disagree.
Would you very want that done, sound like one more step?
Yeah.
So it's a kind of.
Beggars can't be choosers.
You wanna look that over again one time since you,
Make sure my name's spelled right.
I didn't put your names, just in advance
Okay.
caution. I spelled commissioner right. Perfect.
love it. Okay, I will read resolution number 2024-07, a resolution adopting the Lake Region Solid Waste Management Plan. Whereas KSA 65-3401 at sequence encourages several counties of Kansas to join together in establishing regional groups for the purpose of developing workable plans for the management of solid waste in lieu of separate county plans. And whereas Osage County, Kansas is a municipal government with the authority pursuant to KSA 12-2901 to enter into agreements with other governmental entities. And whereas the Board of County Commissioners entered into an interlocal agreement among the counties of Anderson, Coffee, Franklin, Lynn, Miami, and Osage in 1993 for the purpose of creating a Lake Region Solid Waste Management Planning Authority to develop and adopt a regional solid waste management plan pursuant to KSA 65-3401. And whereas a regional solid waste management committee was created in September 1993, and said committee has met and reconvened in 2023 to conduct a 5-year review, make necessary revisions, and submit to the counties a Lake Region Solid Waste Management Plan, and said plan was presented to the Lake Region Solid Waste Authority on January 25th, 2024, and to the Board of County Commissioners of Osage County, Kansas on February 26th, 2024, after holding a public meeting with sufficient prior published notice. It is hereby resolved by the Board of County Commissioners of Osage County, Kansas, that the Lake Region Solid Waste Management Plan be and is hereby adopted by said board. Resolved this 26th day of February 2024. With that being said, I will move to approve resolution number 2024-07. Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. And then the interlocal agreement, you'll need that approved today, correct? Or
That would be great if we could, but you don't have to. I can wait on that one if you want to.
well, we've had some time, and you've had ample time to review it. The other commissioners, have you guys had comfortable time to review the? Let me just go ahead and pull this up. Are you making signature copies for this agreement as well? Because I believe there's signatures on this agreement. There's
Yeah.
signatures necessary.
Yeah, the document ones, we have to have two originals for each of the documents because the originals are the ones that have to be submitted to the Attorney General for approval.
And those are those three sheets.
Yes, so it'll be 6 copies total.
This just states the amendment. So I'll approve the document, I'll move to approve the document with the amendment number 4.
So there are 3 documents.
Mhm.
There's an interlocal agreement,
Mhm.
there's a management of understanding, a memorandum of understanding, and then there's the household hazardous waste collection one.
And we'll need all of those signed, correct, and approved?
Yes, so there's 3 separate documents, and we're expanding, it's the expansion to include, we entertained other counties and offered it out to be able to say, hey, we're at a region, we're at the point where we can expand. KDH, who is in full support of this, they were actually encouraging us to try and reach out to some of the smaller counties that are around us because they're in the situation where they're struggling, they're not doing their compliance part, or it's a matter of they changed hands. KDHE comes and says, where's your plan? You need your updated annual review, never mind your 5-year, and they say, what plan? So that was the idea of offering these services, join with our region, but can't help people who are likely in a mess and don't understand the mess that they're in, so maybe somewhere down the road they'll understand that Shawnee County was actually very interested in that from that administrative perspective. They wanted to be part of a committee to have that and review that, one less thing that they had to be able to manage and be part of a collective. And there is the benefit of having a large county like theirs with offset with small rural counties like some of the other ones, and then the mid-size in between. So when we go to apply for grants, we could really show collectively our region is very representative of the full spectrum, and we collaborate and work together. So it's kind of a win-win for everybody on that. Fair warning though, when we have this expansion, that will mean that we need to revise our solid waste management plan. But it's going to take a while to be able to get all of the county's agreements back, submit it for approval from the Attorney General, have them come back, and then we will start to do the revision to incorporate Shawnee County's information into our plan. So it'll be a few months from now before we have to hold another public hearing for the solid waste management plan. But ideally, it shouldn't change the regional information that much, other than adding on a column to their data. The only thing I'll be adding on is a separate section, just like we have for each of the county has their individual section, we'll have one for Shawnee County as well. But that is my fair warning that now that we practiced at it, we'll repeat it in, later on this year likely.
Okay. We'll just let these get printed out and we'll go through them.
Today, I just even have to mail them to me, that's the
Right.
best part, right?
We
Saving
try to
on
be
postage.
efficient.
That's called efficiency, right? That first thing Monday morning and you get to check that box.
Oh, yeah.
That's already, you've already got that. This is, the household waste is taken care of. What we'll need is that. We would need,
Those are the only signature pages, everything else has a hundred on it.
we can sign ones with amendments, that's not a big deal, because what we're gonna
This
do is,
is scanned page though.
right, and that's all I need, I just wanted to make sure I got each document that's necessary, because we'll approve the interlocal agreement with the amendment. And then that will kind of, with the amendments, so that will kind of take care of that. And so if I'm looking at this correctly there, Shay, if I'm looking at this correctly, so there are 2 amendments, 4 and 6?
There is, the interlocal agreement is amendment number 6.
Okay.
The memorandum of understanding is amendment number 5, and the household hazardous waste program is amendment number 4.
Okay, so you have 4, 5, and 6.
3 of each copy or 6 of each copy?
2 of each document, so it'll be 6 pages total, but I'd be leaving one.
So we've got that, there's the household, HHW collection program interlocal, and then the interlocal agreement. So, and if I butcher this, stop me. I will move to approve the interlocal agreement establishing a regional solid waste authority with amendment 5 and 6 attached. No, sorry, 4 and 6 attached. Because
Are
5
you
is
doing the
the,
other 2 as an amendment to the original one? That's, okay, yes. Yes, that's fine.
So does that include 4, 5, and 6?
that includes everything. Yes. Is that a second? Motion's been made and seconded, all in favor? Aye, opposed? Motion carries. So then we will get signatures on these.
Whatever did I hand you last?
I have 4, 5, and 6.
Is that what this
But-
is? No, these are all 4s.
6 will need a couple more copies.
So do we need, these are number 4, sign all 3 number 4s?
Don't sign what you have in front of you. That's so you can review it. I'm signing these so they're all original. She will have to make a couple more copies of that one.
So there's a spot for everybody on this one.
Just sign these.
No, hand
No.
it last.
Are they all reading?
These have other people's names on them.
The last one.
You have to sort
Yeah, there
through
should
that.
just be one signature for.
They have Franklin County Commissioner names. They have Franklin
It's,
County.
it's gonna have everyone's names, that, everyone that's involved.
Is this one finished?
Yeah, that's the, you'll have to sign.
So who do I give these to? Who wants
Just
them?
hang on for
It
just a
just needs
second.
to be the signature pages, it doesn't need to be the full.
Right, and I should have said that, Michelle, I
That's what I
apologize.
gave you, it's in front of you.
Because the signature pages were the final version and not these.
No, you gave us 2.
Like they
of
should
some
have,
document,
they
that's
should have
3
strike, the
total.
ones you're signing don't have strikeouts or anything on it, correct?
And then they
No,
had-
these do
Are you
have to
talking
strike out.
Like,
The ones you're signing should not have any of the corrections or strikeouts, they should be the final version.
Yeah, this one's not the final version.
Here's 4. There's 3 copies.
Yeah,
She
you have
takes
4,
2.
5, and 6. You have 4 and 6, and that's 5. This 5 should not have that strikeouts in it.
They should have been, like, I would have sent them to you as a separate document, not included in the revised plan. So they were sent as a final, just your
So we have
county.
So we have 4. There's 5,
I think it just got
there's 4,
the rest.
so we have those. So 6 is the only one that's left. Oh, here you go. No, this one has strikeouts
I
there.
have 6 here.
So they would have been the documents that I sent you that said signature page. So they should just be a one-page document.
They should be on the side of that, but they should have. Because I just emailed you guys, but I still email all
Yeah,
this.
no worries.
So there's that. Oh, here's your other 6. I had the other 2. You didn't need another 6.
Where did these, that's right there, okay. Just making sure we got all the right documents here. There's 5, and there's 4, and that's 6.
That's your other 6. And then I had those 2,
Yeah.
but I printed you another one. So you
And these are- yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good. We want to make sure we have 3 of each. One of these can go in the trash. There's that. There's that.
They were all. 6, 5, 2.
Oh, I see what you
Clips.
did. Yeah, that's
See,
it.
you were trying to confuse me this morning.
Well,
Okay.
you're confusing us.
Sign that one.
One at a time. We're commissioners, not rocket scientists. Now you got tons of documents.
Yep.
Now you're good.
Sign that one.
You got plenty. Plenty of copies.
All of them. Okay. 3 number 6s, do you want a paper clip this?
Here's your number 4 to sign.
Those are 6s.
I'll cause all you guys to be on.
What's that?
I just yawn, that's what I'm causing everybody to yawn.
I'm glad I didn't say it.
Blame it on allergies.
Exactly.
Before long, you'll have a device where you can wipe everything off and reuse the paper. Oh, wait. A lot of eraser. Good. All right, very good. You should be taken care of.
Wonderful.
Thank you for providing that insight.
Oh, absolutely, this is what I do, so now I get to leave and drive, and go do this in another county.
Nice. Good for you.
Well, I was gonna say, you guys got first pick, because you got to me first before this Coffee County had
There
their.
you go. Good job.
I said, no, sorry, I already got enough in Osage counties. Maybe that's why the
As soon
counties
as I
that
walked
there.
out of the meeting, as soon as I walked out of the meeting, I was like, hey, shake, we got you. So,
That's awesome.
That's great, I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
so
Take
much.
care.
Have a good day.
And that should be everything you need on those plans for the city of Birmingham.
Yeah.
So,
Very good.
Devin should be coming out, picking up soon, the other for Reed and Montgomery
Okay.
and, Birmingham School District.
Okay.
That's the right way they will be acquiring. Won't be much on the Burlingame side, on the school side. Most of that you see, is gonna be on Reed's side.
Okay. Yeah.
So we can go from there. So as soon as that gets acquired and stuff submitted on that, I'll let you know.
Yeah, I'll just, I'll put numbers and everything together, and then I'll just wait until it's been acquired, and we'll get it moved.
Yeah, all right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks. Trying not to traffic.
What he's talking about is, yeah, we did. What he's talking about is the bridge north of Burlingame on Topeka Avenue, turns in Burlingame Road. So we met, we got our documents. He's gonna have to acquire some more right of way, and then my utilities will need to be moved, so. Little content to that discussion. Ms. Mendoza, good to see you,
Good morning.
stranger.
Thank you.
Are you feeling better? You look like you're feeling better.
Thank you for asking. I turned a corner on Saturday, so
Good.
I know there's lots of people suffering out there, but I'm feeling lively again. So
Good.
I'm here, hopefully will be a pretty quick process. I'm here representing the Osage County municipalities. As you folks know, we work together in partnership with them. One of our goals for 2023 and 24 is to strengthen our municipalities so that they can stand up on their own. And one of the things that we worked with them on is a countywide housing assessment. And the value of this is a savings for the municipalities of $71,500. We will able to consolidate and centralize the costs, reduce the costs so that each one of the municipalities can take advantage of that. The reason this is so important is because it's a requirement of almost every single grant related to housing growth. That they have a housing assessment. So today, all we have to do is sign the paperwork. Each one of the municipalities has voted, their city council voted yes. So we took care of all of that. And I have the documents here. The total for today is $16,000. Again, historically, each one of the municipalities has had to pay $16,000. We were able to eliminate that duplication. So this covers 5 different municipalities. And then the goal is I'll work with Michelle and Melinda, however they instruct me to then invoice back each one of the municipalities.
So
that's
then this 16, what did you say it was again? I'm
just
sorry.
16,000. And I have copies for.
And so then this 16,000 will be invoiced respectively to each
Correct,
municipality that signed up.
exactly right.
We're paying the upfront costs as well.
Yeah, and this, the top sheet here is just a simple recap that I would put together for Josh, just for his understanding of kind of what we're doing here. The only thing of note is that Osage City, Carbondale, and Melbourne had already initiated their housing assessments, so we'll fold those into this larger one. And as soon as we get this signed, Quentin is going to go to work. He's going to basically be doing a lot of the data collection until the second week of March. And then we're going to be meeting with each one of the municipalities in a public meeting to talk specifically about their community, what their kind of, he's going to give them a data overview and get their input on housing and what they think they need and all of those things. So it will require at least one and possibly 2 meetings of leadership in each one of the communities, and they're aware of that. So, and I think, and the goal is to, because we're in February, the goal is to try to get this finalized, an electronic copy back to each one of the municipalities by April.
Very good.
Who has to do the invoicing to the municipalities?
I'm going to work with Michelle's team to see whether or not it's going to come out of EcoDevo or a different fund. Wherever we take the 16,000 from, we're going to make sure that we get the.
We're talking about who's going to invoice it out. So you guys will send the bill to each one of these?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to follow your folks' instructions.
Are they gonna be, they all pay the county or will they send the payment directly?
They are going to pay back the county rather than have to do individual contracts with each one of them.
Well, we'll be on the hook for 16,000, but our portion is 7,500.
That is correct, yes.
That's what shows here. Osage County is responsible for 7,500, 8,500 of the municipalities. And the county will invoice each other. So time frame they invoice that.
Whenever Michelle tells me to do it.
So the question of funds to be paid from 75, we have to take the whole thing out of a fund, but 8,500 of it will be reimbursed. So that means
Yes.
7,500 will be paid from us.
Yes.
Do you have 7,500 in the EcoDevo budget?
I do. I did not have this budgeted in our original plan. We can take it out of the EcoDevo budget if you like.
Well, that's why I'm asking the question, because if the money's there in the EcoDevo, then we'll take it, and then the reimbursement of 8,500 will go right back to the EcoDevo budget.
Yeah,
I just want to make sure, I don't order it to be paid from your budget, and then that cuts you short, you're dead to water.
we may be short anyway. I hope not, but I hope that's a problem we have to deal with,
Right,
if you know what I mean.
yeah.
So, but to take care of this, we can definitely do it out of the EcoDevo, which is Department 27.
Okay. That being said, I will move to approve purchase order 3909 to be paid to QRC Business Consulting LLC in the amount of $16,000 for Osage County housing assessment, and for a portion, 8,500 to be invoiced to the municipalities respectively and reimbursed back to the Economic Development Fund, Department 27.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. You took up one of my signature slots.
Oh, I did? Okay.
That's okay. We'll find another spot to sign.
Oops.
Got it right small anyway.
Sure. All right. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
You bet. I have one other opportunity for us. We've been working hard, like I said, to strengthen these Osage County municipalities so they can stand on their own. There's one other rabbit that I think we can pull out of our hat to help them, which is to join the Southeast Regional Planning, Economic Development Planning Group. I don't have a beautiful color copy here, but do have the finances here.
Is this that group that can also assist with grants?
It
Grant
can,
writing?
and that's the goal, exactly, Heather. The number one opportunity by joining this group is that if our so for a flat fee, let me just start with the money, for $2,400 for a year, plus 15 cents per capita for Osage County, with a total of roughly $4,700, we can join the team. What we get by doing that is free grant writing services for each one of our municipalities. They do ask that each municipality pay $50 to join for that service. But as you folks know, a single grant can be anywhere from $3,500 to north of, 10,000, depending on what we're working towards. So it also gives the municipalities access to loans if they need it that are at a discount price. And also it gives me partnership and economic development. We can also join their greater marketing efforts and tourism efforts. But the number one reason I'm bringing it before the commissioners is the opportunity for free grant writing for the municipalities.
I do have a question. I think they have periodic meetings. Is
Yes,
that
there
something
are.
that you would go to? Is that something individuals from the cities would go to?
Everyone from Osage County would have access to go to those. They may have a limited head count depending on the event, of course, but yeah, it would give them access to those classes. I don't have a list of what they are right now, but I'll be glad to circulate that to the municipalities. So again, in summary, for $4,765.50, we can join the Regional Planning Center. This one I was going to propose that since it's specifically related to economic development, that we pull it out of my budget. And just need your folks' approval to do that.
So,
Go ahead, sorry, Heather.
so do the cities already know this isn't a possible option, or after, if we were to approve this, then you're gonna go to the cities? Because we wanna make sure they maximize and use it.
Right,
So do they
right.
already know about it?
This is something I've been asked for several times.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
they know about it.
is this all something that the cities would kick in?
They're $50.
Right,
Mhm. Yeah.
okay. Oh, I see, yeah, right there, okay.
And they can pay it to them directly. I don't have to chase that down.
That's their municipality rate. So
Right.
the county pays the $47.65.50, and then the municipalities pay $50 a year.
Right. Once again, for free grant writing.
I'm curious though, how would this affect with our current folks that we're using for grant writing? Would this eliminate the need for that, or?
Well, it could be, yeah, it's competitive. Yeah.
So I have a question on that. Sometimes the people that are hired, whether it's us or the cities, they're hired because there's such administration on the back end. It's kind of a long-term thing.
Mhm.
Does this just help with writing and they don't have the administrative side?
No, exactly, actually the opposite. They do both the grant writing and the administration.
For
So,
this cost?
yes,
That would be very beneficial.
yes.
Well, but I would be curious as to what we're spending currently with the way we're doing it. That's the only thing that I would want to see matched up
Mhm.
together, because we don't get charged if we don't go for a grant.
Mhm.
And we only get charged if we go for a grant.
Mhm.
And then some of those grant funds are paid to those folks from that grant. So
Yeah,
I've just kind of like to see a breakdown of the cost difference between this, because we'd be paying $51.65.50 annually.
Mhm.
But if there's a year where we don't apply for any grants, we're not paying that out, so
Mhm.
that's kind of what I would like to see, is just a comparison to that, because it looks like a
Mhm.
great deal and you'd be on that annually, but you know what I mean? And
So-
I don't know if this is something you can jump in, jump out, but I don't know how that works.
I think it's a one-time annual fee.
Right.
Now, how could I demonstrate that, Les? Should I take an example of a CDBG grant,
Yeah.
like maybe a current one that's going on in the county,
Yeah.
to understand that cost versus this?
Yeah,
Is that-
we
okay.
can pull, we
Pull
can,
one example.
with CIC, we can go in and look at the vendor history, and
Sure.
you can see what was paid out
Yeah.
for this year to that vendor.
Okay.
And then that would give you a breakdown of that cost.
yeah.
compared to this
And you
cost.
could ask the cities for some of that information.
Yeah, that's what I was-
That will only give you the county ones.
That's all I'm worried about, because
Yeah.
$50 a year for the cities, if I put my Burlingame hat on, yeah, absolutely.
No, but what I'm saying is the fee is they can't join for $50 a year. The county has to do the other part for them to be able to join.
Yes, and
Correct.
that's why I
So it
want
will
to see
come
what
down to
the,
how much does the cities, how many of their grants would fall in that deal also, because that would basically pay for the city grants also.
Mhm.
yes, but I'm just comparing the county rate, the 47.65, the county rate, because not only is the city's gonna be using it, we're potentially gonna be using it as well.
Right, that's
And the
true.
city's rate is only $400 a year,
Mhm.
so that's a no-brainer, but our side, and
Okay,
I'm sorry, I put the whole 51.65 in there, but
I understand.
47.65.50 would be the county's portion annually, whether the cities or whoever used it or not.
Correct.
And that's
Let's
all
see
I
if
would
I
like
can
to
dig
see,
up-
is just to see.
yeah.
Because, we might be in a position where, yeah, we're paying more, of course, we want to jump in, but I would just like to see that comparison,
Yeah.
if
So
we're,
even if we broke even at the county, the benefit to the municipalities would be
Right.
there.
right,
Because I can see where historically, let's say if we did a CDBG grant, the grant writer might have thrown in the cost of doing the actual grant, but they're charging us for the administrative costs, which may or may not be the same. I'll have to look into that.
yeah.
Let me dig a little bit more and I'll come back to you folks.
And then, while you're digging,
Yeah,
if we do apply for a grant through them,
yeah,
like I know currently we pay the one fee that we're charged, and if we don't get it, they'll keep reapplying.
right.
But
That's
in
right.
this instance, it's still an annual agreement. So
Right.
those are just a few questions that I have. which-
So for an example, where this could have benefited us, so most recently, we applied and received the Modern Income Housing Grant in Osage City. Well, they paid $2,400 for the grant writing, and they're going to administrate but it would still cost them $2,400. If we would have had this program in place, it would have been $50
Right,
for their portion of it. So just FYI.
yeah.
Well, I'll go do a little more homework and then come back.
Okay,
That's okay.
thank you.
So much for consideration. And the last thing I
Yeah, it
just
looks
want,
great.
yeah, I think it will benefit the municipalities in a big way. I also just wanted to share with our friends and family in the community that tomorrow evening, we have the Osage County Planning and Zoning Commission meeting. And a portion of that, we're going to talk about the first chapter of the comprehensive plan, which is around demographic and economic profile. We'll be talking about population, growth forecasts, employment, income, and housing, key housing factors. So everyone is welcome. Please join us at 7 p.m. Tomorrow evening in this location. So
Very good.
thank
Will
you.
that meeting also be televised?
It will be. Yeah, yeah.
Because I know there's several towns that have sub-state tournaments tomorrow.
Oh, is that right? Okay, well, good luck to them.
That's where I'll be.
Including our chairman on the finance zoning.
Oh, is that right?
So it'll be on YouTube, so. we can-
Yes, indeed. All right, thank
Very
you
good.
so much.
Thanks,
Appreciate
Tony.
it. You
Glad you're
betcha.
feeling better.
Yes, thank you.
Very good. Jackie.
Morning.
Good morning, how are y'all doing? Me too. So we have the annual grant period starts July 1. So we write grants that are for the next grant fiscal year, which runs from July 1 to June 30th. So it's a weird year. Anyway, in writing that, there is a signature page that is presented to you guys so that you know how much those grants are that are expected to be awarded during that grant cycle. These are the three that we usually get. It's the IAP, which is immunizations. That one is $4,385, so $4,385. FEP, which is Public Health Emergency Preparedness, that is 16,856. And the state formula is 25,191. So the total for the next fiscal year on those three grants is 46,432. So we just need a signature. I turn that back into the state. And then those grants start July 1. July 1. Mhm. And those are in addition to what we have, although the others, but their grant cycle isn't the same, so.
Which isn't exactly strange, actually, if you think about it. There's a lot of entities that run on that fiscal year.
Yeah, that's always been the state grant fiscal year.
I'll let Josh review that.
These are not matching grants, and are these direct funded or reimbursement grants?
These are all reimbursement grants, although like state fund, that one we get quarterly. So it's not really, it's a reimbursement, but it's not, we get a certain amount every quarter. And it's kind of the same way with the others. We still have to turn in everything, but it's not like the IAP 3-4 workforce development and ELC. Those are more on a reimbursement scale.
Okay, I will move to approve the grant application signature page for grant period July 1, 2024 to June 30th, 2025.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Underneath it.
And my meeting with you would not be complete if I did not have something to spend money on. This is through the Workforce Development Grant, and this is something that I personally am kind of excited about for the whole county. This is a body composition analyzer. So what this does is you stand on
That
it.
sounds like something I don't want to be on.
Right? But that one does 20 different compositions and tells you all different kinds of things about your weight, your body composition, your fat ratio, your water, your muscle, all kinds of things. But it helps when,
Does it speak or does it just print?
no, it just prints out, thankfully.
Get off
There on the
there.
page.
Yeah, it includes a printer.
It might, all caps.
This is something that would be available for use for anybody in the county. So all county employees, if they would want to come over, they can make an appointment, come over and see us and use that. If they have a program that they're doing, sometimes that helps. I know sometimes when you're trying to lose weight or make yourself healthier in whatever way, and you don't always see the results you think you need to see, this is kind of helpful. So anyway, that's what we're looking at getting.
Does the public, like, do you have any programs the public would be coming in and using it?
That's-
Not currently. It currently would be for employees to use. It doesn't mean that we can't come up with something, but right now this would be a employee, because it's for the Workforce Development Grant, which
Yeah.
is,
Well, the other thing
aimed
I'm
at
wondering
employees.
is, I know with health insurance policies, and almost all of them offer it. Sometimes when there's certain things that
Mhm.
individuals can show, it helps, they get
Right.
incentives. I never looked into that, but I know they're on there. So that may be something we want to check with Greg Watco on and ask if there's anything that's on our current policy of incentives. And if that's something that would be used, because a lot of times if you can show your blood pressure went down, your cholesterol went down, or maybe body fat percent, I don't know.
Well, that's my
This is the-
curiosity is,
Because we want to make, I mean,
we've been dealing without that piece of equipment for lots and lots and lots of years, and people have died it very well. My curiosity is there a better piece of equipment for that money? That's
For-
$5,000.
Not that I'm aware of. This is actually a mid-level one.
No, I'm not talking about that piece of equipment specifically, but is there something else to purchase with that money that would benefit our people better? You know what I'm saying? I'm just curious.
Yeah,
That's
I
going to
know what
turn
you're
into a
talking about.
hat rag.
And it's, well, I wouldn't think so, but there are other things in addition to this we could get. I mean, that's
I
if we
just
want to
don't
do,
understand
that's if we
why
want to do
that's-
lab testing. The
How
thing
many
is,
employees do we have in your department?
well, in my department, there's only 3, but this would be for the
Three
county.
employees, right. You think the road and bridge department's gonna come over there? and
They
get their-
have, we have special scales and they have come over and used our scales before.
All of the road and bridge department?
Not all of the
Consistent?
road and bridge department, certain
Okay.
people in the road and bridge department.
I'm just saying.
I hear what you're saying, I'm in
Yeah.
agreement in that if this is something that we can use as a county, that there is a reason for people to come use it as a benefit, there might be a connection with the health insurance stuff.
Yes, I
If there
understand.
isn't a reason to use it, I don't know that people are gonna go use it, I guess is
Yes,
what I'm saying.
that's what I'm getting at too. It's not that I'm doubting your choices, by no means, but if I didn't ask you these questions, I wouldn't be doing my job.
Sure.
And that's my curiosity, is this thing gonna get used quite a bit, and then all of a sudden, at the end of the day, it's a hat rack.
Well, and we can also develop programs that encourage employee use. I know there's other counties that do things like that with their health department. They do, an annual health check. And they come in and when they do that, they do the analyzer, they make goals, and then there are incentives. So that incentive may be something like if you reach a certain percentage of body fat or weight loss, maybe, and that's one of your goals, then you get half a day off.
Gift card. We got work to do.
Something like that. I'm just saying,
Right,
there's
right.
different incentives. We can do gift cards, we can do whatever you
Right.
imagine. But
I would-
yes,
I would like-
there are programs that we could definitely
I
develop.
would like for us to reach out to Greg and kind of find out with our insurance,
Mhm.
what pieces of equipment would help in that nature. Because I think if there is a discount to our employees' insurance, that's the biggest, that's huge. Because insurance is stupid right now.
Definitely
cost,
agree
but-
with that.
We just got this and
Yeah.
I'll look into it. Because a lot of times there are programs built into the plans and I've never looked into them.
Right.
Well, and the other thing is to make sure that the health department qualifies as, because we don't have a provider.
Mhm.
We have a medical director, but he's not there. And so that's something we would have to be sure that the health department would qualify as a site for them to be able to do that.
Right, which we've been through once before, and we found that health department was not.
Because there's no provider.
Right, but it wasn't necessarily that, because I think with the new one, and we talked to Karen about, you remember that discussion previous to you coming aboard, and flu shots, and people were going to get them, and they weren't able to get reimbursed because we weren't an approved.
Yeah, that's because we weren't.
But they changed that.
Right,
Yeah,
and that's what I'm
that's-
saying.
Although now we
That's
don't have that anymore, but
Right,
we do have Blue Cross, so we do have an agreement with them.
and then, I know this is a reimbursement grant, correct? Or is this?
This one we already got a payment on. The
Okay.
workforce development grant, we got, I don't remember, 13,000 and some, I think, a couple weeks ago.
Okay. You want to review that? I didn't hand that to you yet.
Yeah,
Did I?
so then are we waiting on that?
That's up to you guys. If somebody wants to make a motion for it, I would just like, I'm not sold on it. I apologize. I just.
Well, it's grant money,
Right, I get it.
and I have to
Still
spend the
tax
money
money.
on something.
No, and I understand that, 100%. I'm back, we've approved pretty much everything you brought here, so that should show you that we don't doubt you necessarily. Just this piece of equipment specifically, I'm kind of like, is there something better? 'Cause, I mean, it's $5,000. Is there a treadmill that would be better? Is there a workout machine? I don't know. I'm just asking the question.
Yeah.
Could you do some research for us? Are you I mean, if you're ready to make a motion, make a motion. I'm not opposed to that. I'm
I
just-
would like information to find a way that we make sure it gets used.
Right,
So to get people to use stuff like that, they need incentives.
Right.
I don't think people are just gonna come over just to see what their body fat percentage is. I
Right.
think there's gonna need to be incentives with that.
Right.
And a lot of times health insurance policies have that. I've never looked into those. I just always see it in the paperwork when I look through.
so would you like to head that up and speak with Greg?
I mean, I can ask Greg. I mean, I can ask, but then
Have a conference
really,
call with the
she
three
would
of
need to
you.
be the one, because if there are incentive programs that deal with this, she's gonna be the one involved in administering that.
Right.
So I can reach out now.
You can facilitate the meeting and then you can
I'm
join the meeting,
I'm a great
correct? Would that be okay?
facilitator of conversation.
I know. That's why I'm putting it on you.
That's fine.
You will do a good job.
Let me put it on my to-do list.
Hang on to that if you would,
Okay.
please. And then if you guys would facilitate that meeting. and
Because
we'll
your
find out.
question also was, is there other equipment
Right,
that maybe we could purchase that might be better or in conjunction with that?
right.
Is what you said earlier.
Because I think, and I agree with you, we want to benefit our employees and keep them as healthy as we humanly possible. But if there is something through that Greg can help us and lead us to, that would give them a discount, let's say their premium.
Yeah.
Two birds with one stone, right there.
Sure.
So, thank you for,
You're welcome. And
For dealing with that.
if you guys find something else, let me
Well,
know.
that's what I'll ask him. I'll ask him if there are other entities he works with, if they use any of these programs, if they have equipment on site, and what those things are.
And if they have to have a medical provider on site in order for it to count.
right, just get
That
all
would
that
be
in.
kind of the,
And that's why I say if you want to include Jackie and have that,
I'll
Facilitate
start the
that meeting,
conversation, but then it really also needs to be,
Right.
she needs to have one because she will ask questions I won't know to ask.
right, very good.
How they doing on the sign? Have they started?
no, they have not because we have to get the inspection done first. That's in process, but I had to know who was gonna do everything in order to turn that into the city and then, so anyway. But that should be in the works. Everybody knows it's a green light. We just have to jump through the right
With
hoops in the right
red tape.
order.
Oh, yeah. Very good, thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks, guys.
Have a good day.
I would like to take a brief recess. If you guys don't mind, I need to handle some business real quick. So if you don't mind, take a brief recess. Sorry for any, it won't take long.
You recess all you need.
Oh, thank you. You're very kind.
Well, how'd your Veritas Seabury game go?
They played very well. We lost. We were beating them after the first quarter.
We were.
I-
Was both of them really good?
Yeah. He's probably gonna be dunked or something on our ball and knocked him down, no charge. And he like did this whole, you know, yeah. And the refs came over, it was like late, and the refs came over, and he was like, I was helping him up, I was helping him up.
Well, the kid that we watched, he was very like, I was just like he played and he wasn't like that.
Isn't that great when you see people like, they're good and they can execute?
That's why he was enjoyable to watch.
Yeah,
Because he was so good, but at the same time, he wasn't.
it's hard to tell people that, but they have their own like economy they've got to work out. Like, you know, flex. My son had just worse approach to his game. We played a homeschool team in EK in Kansas, which is far better than us. They're very good. Two of our best players left to play their senior year. And my son had a worst attitude. He went out and moved his body, did a flagrant foul. Like, yes. And on playing, like his bosom buddy, like he grew up with. And he was just so, like, it makes me the hardest thing to parent. Like, hey, when you have a kid, and come home, what do you do? But it's still like,
What do you think?
It's not a must. Hey, I did call you because I have a question. Okay, don't let me have to learn about the second question.
and the parade.
J, A, J.
Yeah.
This Can you tell me?
I don't use my.
I'm gonna take my mind.
Mine wasn't a bathroom break. I really had business. I'm trying to.
Walk out in the middle of the meeting. I asked him that.
Yeah, because I'm using it.
We are meter reading today, and my meter reader loves to get me cracked and everything isn't just exact. And so I tried to text her and say, go here, it's like It's not there.
So.
It's like when your kids go in their bedroom, it's not there, and you walk in.
That's right.
Huh?
It's right in the middle of the floor.
Exactly, for, yeah.
Oh, it is, so.
But anyway, so she's going now,
And then we got a contact.
and everything's good.
Yeah, so it's the same.
And it'll be nice to have that new equipment so we can pause everything when we have recess.
Yeah, it'll- there's a cell phone number and.
And I'm feeling it's that way. I only got to reach out to a couple entities and it was consistent across both of them, so.
Yeah, I need to. You know, 5, 10 minutes.
I drove that garbage on.
No correlation.
Yes,
But yeah, you got a hold of me. That's why I got insurance card, which is.
it wants me to come and drive it. You're just saying.
I can hardly get it. I can get in it easy. It's getting out of it. It's not quite so much fun.
I think we can get
So
Fran
you're
taken
saying
care of
I
and
can
then
drive
we'll
it?
handle that rest.
What are you gonna do?
5 minutes, or 10 minutes, sorry, I made it 10 minutes.
What about this one?
Yeah, we're gonna handle that one too, but we'll wait till he gets here. Actually, you could
I'm
probably
gonna say they by time.
send him a message and Wells, let him know we're getting close. Okay, is everybody ready? We will reconvene the regularly scheduled meeting at this time. Franny, would you like to join us up front?
Okay. We got the second bus. Okay. And the money has been found that KDOT sent us to pay for it.
Nice.
I'm not exactly sure the process of how we do that. KDOT sent us $73,000. It is now being put into the transportation fund
As a
because
reimbursement.
for us to pay for it. Now, I think I know that you guys allocated the money for the 20% that the county was gonna have to pay for a few years back when the buses were first ordered. Okay. Now we only have to pay 10%. So that should help out because the second bus increased $50,000.
Oh, well, we only approved a certain amount.
Increased. The cost of the thing?
Yeah.
The second one that just got delivered, and then they sent us a bill for 50,000 more?
No, this is for the first bus that we got last year that we've never paid for because it just got out of the repair shop. It's fixed.
But on this one, we approved 20%. We approved to pay 20% on this.
Yes,
And then we only got billed, basically, we got reimbursed for all but 10%.
yes.
Have we approved that one yet?
Okay, I think,
We approved both buses when we approved them.
and for minivans, when you approve the 20%
Right.
payout of them. KDOT had agreed when you first ordered them to pay the 80% and you would pay 20%. And then because they got canceled and I had to reorder them, KDOT has agreed to pay 90% and you guys, the county, we pay 10%.
So we only pay 10% of this one.
Yes.
So it's the same, basically the same thing that we approved, because we approved 20% even though the less one not that much.
Right, but your other ones, you'll have that extra 10% off the other ones, so hopefully, I mean, I have no clue what monies you guys allotted for that,
What was the original cost of, because we would have approved the original cost of that.
have no clue,
Well, how do you know it went up by 50,000 then?
just from the
You got the
bill.
invoice right
Oh,
there.
you're comparing.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm sorry.
I was a little shocked.
So
Anyway,
then-
I was really shocked, to be quite honest. So my process for paying that is what?
They should already been allocated funds.
Okay, so do I need a purchase order?
So there's an allocation that we would have made for that 20%. So that amount of money should be in that fund. The second step to that is the money from the state would go into that fund, and then the check is cut out of that fund, not before.
Did you physically get the
Because-
check?
No,
So
the money was sent here
electronically?
electronically.
and was deposited into a different fund than it was supposed to be deposited into.
So it's been
So as
found.
she said before, it's been found and it's being put where it's supposed to be put.
Okay.
Because with those funds, what happens a lot is it's a zero fund. And it remains that way until the check comes in and then the check goes out. And so then once you see that funds, then a PO would need to be presented to us and then we would authorize that.
Okay, so I do need a purchase order for that.
Correct.
Okay, I talked to the CIC lady up in the treasurer's office today. She said the funds are there. It's been located, it's been transferred. Something about it won't show up because they're not.
Daily balancing and
Yeah,
things,
but
yes,
whatever.
that's another discussion.
So she
Correct.
said it's okay to go ahead and
For
ask
both buses.
just one.
Just the one. This one's not ready. Just this guy.
So I need to make a purchase order for that one.
Correct. Here, I'll even provide you with that.
What's
document.
the estimated payment to us for the second bus?
I have no idea.
Okay. So we're just waiting on that one until that check.
Estimated payment would be 90% of that amount.
I said estimated date that we would be getting.
Is that bus here yet? It's here.
It's here. It came last week.
So why don't you tell them it's here, they'll send a check for it, right?
Well, I have to sit, KDOT has a process, of course, with everything.
So it's probably 30 days.
So I have to do all the inspections of all the parts, and it's about this thick of a booklet that I have to send back to KDOT. Then once I've approved that the bus is in good shape and in all of that, then they will issue the check, where it's electronic funds back to the county. And then it'll probably take at least 30 days or more for all of that. But they've been waiting almost a year for this one,
But they did that because of that damage and nobody could get.
but the damage is repaired. So
And that was, KDOT that told you that, to do that, correct?
KDOT's the one that held the funds, or told me to hold the
Until I
funds.
got that.
So we go ahead and pay this full amount because we've got the funds.
Yeah, if it's been put in the, whatever the amount is.
I'll get that
it's been
written up
correct.
and get it
So
to
that we're
leave it
looking
with
at-
Michelle.
13.3 with the other one, 10%.
It's $100.
So how much we gotta pay?
$132,000 is what that bill said. Oop, you don't
And
want
how
that.
many passenger bus is it?
It's 12 plus 2 wheelchairs.
And the other one was 80?
The other one was, yeah.
81 record.
But now, this one is a
I mean, it gives me a heart attack already.
23, this one is a 24. There's just a little bit of difference between the two. Okay,
That's crazy, they went up 50 grand, I'm surprised that, KDOT went along with that program.
I did.
I understand the situation just like we do. You're at the mercy of,
I mean, I did
it's
order.
not like you can go really shop around for.
So, okay, then my next problem is I have a bus that the brakes went out in a
A bus or a van?
Bus or van,
van, sorry. I got plenty of buses, which they want me to start selling the vehicles.
Once we sell those, then do we send that money to the state?
We get to keep anything under 5,000.
Okay.
Upwards,
which would
well,
probably be 100%.
So then what's the incentive of selling it?
Because they're gonna be more now.
It'll probably be $49.99.
That's what I'm saying, what's the
I don't think
incentive?
they'll get to there.
I looked up one on Kelly Blue Book,
Sorry.
just a straight van with the mileage we have on it, and then making here $1,700 was the fair market value,
How much?
1,700.
Oh, okay.
But that's without the lift. I didn't know how to figure with the ramp in it.
So we don't do the selling, we either take them to an auction or we put them in
Purple Wave, good, yeah, we have to
So at
sell.
the sheriff's cars, we take, no, what I'm saying is we don't own the car lot and sell
No,
them. We funnel them out. So the way that the sheriff's department is, our whole process, so we take them to an auction, pick it, they sell them, and send a check back to the county.
okay.
So that's what I'm saying. We're
We'll
not
talk
gonna
about
get, we're
that.
not gonna get into business to advertise these out on the street.
No, but I did have someone contact me if we were selling them, they might be interested.
And that's easy because we can do a sealed bid and Because we did that with the health department.
You can either do a sealed bid or you can let them know when the auction is.
The auction we take it to the dealers, so we couldn't go in, but we can offer myself to the public with the right to refuse all bids.
Yeah.
That's what we did to health department cars originally, and then we took them to the auction and sold them for like 2 or 3 times what the bids were.
So it's just, okay, so it's just easier to take up to the auction.
Yes.
Yes. It cuts all the stuff out, nobody has to worry about anything, you don't have to worry about this.
Okay, I'd rather do that than try to mess with trying to
They
sell.
send you a check and do everything, you're done.
Okay, and for the auction, I need their lien release from KDOT and the title.
Well, the lien, once you got a lien, she'll get a title, so you just need a title, so you need.
Okay. Now,
I don't need that to sell it, we just have to provide that before they'll pay.
now I have a van that has a left front CV axle coming apart, and it needs brakes and rotors, and it is at Bernard's. Now Jay, don't get excited on me. They said it wasn't safe to drive to drive it to get bids everywhere. He didn't think I should drive it, so I called a couple places and they wanted to see it. The brakes they could give me, you know, they were okay with maybe an over the phone bid, but the axle thing they wanted to see themselves.
The axle is bent or broke or what?
It's loose. So if you want me to, I don't really want to drive it.
Don't get excited.
Yeah, don't get excited.
Specifically to you.
Yeah.
Well, no.
That means don't, yeah, that's what that means.
You got the file on this of what we already did maintenance wise this thing?
Yeah.
You
Not
got
with
it?
it. No. But I do have all, each bus van has a book, a notebook, a copy of everything we've done on it, a copy of every inspection that's been on it through KDOT, everything is in a book on the particular vehicle. So yes, I can look that up and have that for you.
I would like to see that because I know on most of these vans, we've did brakes all of them within the last year, so why would the brakes?
What was the indicator that you had brake issues?
It squeals and squeaks and they had
It
trouble
says they're metal
stopping.
to metal.
Okay.
But I just want to know if we replace them, because that alone is $125.
It's how much?
Okay.
$125 just for rotors and pads.
I thought he said 4,500.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, I know I don't do a lot of maintenance on my vehicles, my husband does it, but still, that's
Okay.
like a lot.
I'd have been choking.
I just pay the bills, I don't.
Jay probably was just
What if
passed out, he even got
If
excited.
I have them fix the axle,
Yeah, no, I'm not saying none of that. I mean, all I'm asking is just check your file and see what's already been done.
okay. But the axle to fix it's $282, and the brakes are $424 for a total of $706, which I need a purchase order for if I'm having it fixed.
So the rear axle is bent?
It's not the rear, because you don't have.
Front.
the rear
I was
axle.
gonna say.
Yeah, no,
Say
no,
it's the front?
The front
It's a
CV
front.
axle
I don't see that it's bent, it says it's loose.
loose,
Oh,
and it
I
causes
don't
it
know
to
how
shake
that
and
gets loose.
go all over the place.
well, they get wore out if they haven't been greased, and sometimes they have, that you see these now that
Yeah,
don't
those are
take
still
grease,
bents.
and so then they wear out.
So, what you want me to check and see if the brakes have been done in the last year with this vehicle
I would. So
before I have.
here, to give you an easy out here, we're talking about the axle, it's under $300, get the axle fixed, you don't need our approval.
Okay,
Bring back, check your file and see if it's had brakes, and if it has, then we've got questions about why the brakes already out again. If it
Okay.
hasn't, then you bring it back for approval for the brakes, because the brakes are $480, so, or whatever it is, it's over the 300, but the axle's under 300, so you don't need our approval to get it fixed, but you need that to be done.
okay. And so it's also been repaired, so I'm going to go ahead and ask for the bus. I'm on the bus now. Has been repaired. We've already received the insurance payment, and our $1,000 deductible is what we have to pay. So I'm going to go ahead and,
Is this the one somebody else hit?
yes.
So why do we have to deductible we have to pay? Because our insurance company paid it?
Well, they paid all of $1,000.
Even if it's not your fault, you pay your own deductible.
That's not true. I've been in plenty of wrecks, and if somebody else hits me, they pay it, unless they're deeming this a no fault because it was on private.
It was on private property parked.
And they don't have someone else. That was the big issue.
Yeah, we don't have
There was
anyone.
nobody that come forward, there was nobody that they picked up.
Okay, so we had to turn it, that's why, okay,
Right.
that makes sense. I thought we had a police report showed who the other party was, and that their insurance pays it, we shouldn't have to, but you're right, if there's nobody else, we have to pay it.
Yeah, that one, somebody slid
And
off.
and
drove down the
KDOT, or
boulevard.
not KDOT, but
I'm on the same page.
Midwest Transit, their bid, they'll pay their part and then we pay our part. Okay. But it was a 2 damaged vehicle. I will fill out the purchase order and leave it in the bill with Michelle for you guys to sign.
Perfect. Is that all? You're walking away?
What else do you want?
Franny's done, she's done.
Yeah,
Okay, well,
whatever
here,
you
let me-
got.
I'll give you-
Goodbye.
Okay, well, I'll give you another bit of info.
I just love giving you crap, Franny, because you're so much fun.
She's
I
fun
know.
because she gives it back.
I know.
That's why she's fun. She doesn't put up with it.
Exactly.
Okay, I got a bill from Kansas Truck for a new minivan. So I called him up. I said, "You're sending me a bill for a minivan I don't got." He said, "Well, you're getting it next week." So I said, "Then bill me next week."
Good for you.
Supposedly, I'm supposed to get a minivan. I don't like them until they pull in, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So we should start getting the minivans.
Yes.
Looks like that anyway, so. How often is the auction, weekly? Okay. All right, well, if you all are done with me, then I would like to say goodbye, and I hope you all have a great afternoon. And I'm really disappointed that you guys didn't send Heather the memo about the red shirts. I mean, she needs to be included.
She did get the memo, but she's a
will
rebel.
not wear red because we're going to her part of the country. Osage City plays at Santa Fe Trail tonight. That's why I'm red. So
Purple's.
my friends in Overbrook, matter of fact, the basketball coach at Overbrook, I just sold him a card, but I will be rooting against this team tonight because my son happens to play for Osage City.
And this is just the only clean shirt I had.
Actually, let's just want to be out real, the one inside maybe. Getting old wearing that purple. I think KU beat K-State.
I got in trouble.
You know what, I have no clue. I am not
And
a
girls
sports
basketball.
person
And
at
girls
all.
they did
Yeah.
this past weekend.
We get to play the boys coming up again. KU K-State.
Anyway, all right, all that fun
I'm
stuff.
not
Back to work.
sportsy at all, but
See what you
I hope
got
you all
started.
have a
Back
great
to work.
afternoon.
You're wearing purple. See, that's good enough for me.
Purple is the only color there is.
Oh, okay.
Anything else is unacceptable.
All right, duly noted. Hey, Fran.
Okay.
We got a purple
I hope you have a
t-shirt
shirt
on.
on because I can't see what he's doing.
Purple shirt.
I was afraid you were starting out in grass.
I was like, where is this going, man?
And I couldn't see the shirt, and I said, I hope you have the shirt on.
I was back.
I just love the color her face turns when I do things.
We had a shirt on, guys.
It's a purple shirt. Anyway, that being said, Michelle, we're going to pause with your business, and I am going to move to go into an executive session under attorney-client privilege for 20 minutes with all three commissioners and Josh and I.
This is,
20 minutes?
did we add this?
Yes. Sorry, not 20 minutes, 10 minutes. I read the wrong line. 10 minutes, apologize.
Sorry.
Motion's been made and seconded, all in favor? Aye, opposed, motion carries.
Sorry. Yes, I don't know.
Well, I got some too, but I got one in there last night. I'm not sure.
Second that.
Yeah, that's fine. We shouldn't be no heater today.
reason I'm asking is just because we had some issues this morning. I had no idea. We're in the system, so I just wanted to get everything down currently. So I was just trying to figure out what I should do today. And I told the treasurer, I was worried enough, had some notice because she's got clients waiting.
Right.
And I'm trying to minimize it, but I just think it's, because everybody's still complaining about some of the slowness. One of the things, I just like to take everything down, bring it back up again. All right, thank you.
All right. I think these things are so confusing. Let me put it up here. Oh, business transit. Okay. That means. And then they sign it. Okay. Now let's do a bill. All right. All right. Thank you for everything, as always. Happy day. You too. My husband, I was trying, I was gonna run, he said, do we have to be paid? I said, no. We don't have to. I don't want to able to down and go from there. He said, okay, whatever you want to do. Huh? Hey, what do we have in this department? We had meetings. I'll see you later. Stay over here. All if you need me. Anything. You know where I'm at?
5 minutes. One minute. Time's up.
I'll make a motion to extend by 5 minutes. All in favor? Aye.
He's ready somewhere.
One minute. Time's up. Oh, wait, come back here.
I'll try to catch it before you made an effort. No action taken in executive session. Were you able to get a hold of Chris?
You should be here in a second.
All right. Is there something you can get done in a second?
Yes, actually, I can.
No, it's Franny's. But you have a look, see at that, I'm sure you like it.
So this is the first one,
Yeah, that's the one we just talked about, that
and this is
the
one,
monies has
and we've
been
already gotten money,
correct.
and so everything but 20%, actually 10,
10,
all but 10% has been already
correct.
given to us.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry for continuing to call.
Okay, I will move to approve purchase order 3792 in the amount of $82,481 for 2023 Ford E450 bus to be paid to Midwest Transit Equipment from the Transportation Fund. KDOT grant, correct. Motion has been made and seconded. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Hear you guys all day, hopefully. Since that's something there. Here's the inventory. This is all the things I have.
Was Sunny in here, so if we needed to ask him questions on this?
He was, I don't know where he went.
He's here. He can say hello to you.
Yeah, I would like, if he'll just kind of, if he visited with Clayton and give us a rundown
Yeah,
of
they-
anything that we
Yeah, they
might need to
did.
know.
Look here. All right, they did what we said.
What's that?
Included a new tower and a sound bar.
Do I need to sign?
Walnut server rack, cable tie. There we go, that looks a little better. Not that I like it all the time, but there was such a difference.
So it looks like you're using the same microphone as what I have here.
Absolutely.
You have to make it quickly because the sheriff just walked in. You have questions for Sunny, Heather?
Well, we had just, is it Clayton's person?
Yes.
Yeah, we had just asked him with the bid to revise it with some of our questions, but then also to visit with you. And if there was anything that we didn't ask that we should have.
No, I got you.
And then comparing this with the other one, what do we need to know that maybe we didn't
Sure.
ask?
Good question. So obviously, audio video is not my forte kind of a thing. And so I was really pleased to see that he knew a lot more than I did, honestly, because he is into gaming. So that's where he gets his experience from. So he kind of explained to me how this would work, Heather. And so I kind of went through it with him a little bit. I feel very good about it. What is different is, for example, one of the bigger costs was SciTech had like that control panel, it was like $3,000 literally just for the control module. And so obviously that's not here. Michelle would just literally have a mouse and she would do it on the software side of it, is what it comes down to. So I feel pretty good. There might be a few items here or there that, between him and me that we missed a little bit, but no, we'll get it worked out. And I feel pretty good about it. And I told him that, I would be happy to come in, set the PC up, and once the PC is set up and on the network, boom, he can take it over from there, get you guys set up. he might need Brent's help in just drilling some holes to get, a mic on this table here and so on and so forth. But no, we'll get it worked out.
Well, one of the questions, is he here? One of the questions we had was about the mics, and so that did,
It is the
They're
same
the exact
mics
same
that,
mics.
they're the same mics that SciTech had.
Yep.
The exact same
And
mics.
upgraded by.
And it upgraded, and it's upgraded when it's got the newer mics.
okay. Well, I saw the price difference, so I knew that he had changed them.
Yeah,
Because
and bless
one of
his
the-
heart, obviously he doesn't, any vendor you deal with, they're obviously gonna have like a 20 to 25% markup. And there is absolutely no markup on this because he's just
Yeah.
literally getting the prices from Amazon and just going, hey, we'll just
Well-
order it for the county. And
Yeah, and
Let it
mine
go.
wasn't so much just about the cost, but that the mic obviously is very important for what it's gonna pick up. And so
Right.
if moving to this mic helps the ability to hear the speakers and cut out all the background and all that, that was my question with this different mic.
So with my limited knowledge, I will share this with you. Yes, we will definitely be able to pick up everybody's voices because you will have individual mics in front of you. But in terms of how much it will cut out the background noise,
I think he said some
That's
of
what-
I think he said there was an option there that he added that would go ahead
That's
and
what
do
this
that.
OBS is.
Yes.
Because it'll be filters that'll be
Yes.
programmed into the.
Yes.
But the microphones, we mainly want to make sure we're getting good ones because they have to
Well,
work well with the OBS system.
while it's quite a bit more, I think that one's extremely
And-
important.
Dedicated wiring.
So I still.
Sure, Jay.
The way this is set up, because he's ordering everything through Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
So in fairness to him, instead of having him taking money out of his pocket, ordering and wait for the county.
No, we're ordering it through our county account.
So we order all.
We're ordering it for him.
Just pay him the labor.
Yep,
We'll have
exactly.
Labor bill.
That makes sense in that.
So you said something about drilling holes, so there'll be holes drilled here?
No, not really. It'll be just for this one here. When we were talking about it, he was like, well, where do you gonna want the mic for?
Well, I meant here, because if we all have mics,
There's
those,
got to be a hole drilled in.
the cords
And
need to be underneath.
Either cords, it's just, we will just sling the cords across
Well,
the
if you look-
edge
You see
or,
this right here?
He talked about putting money.
And then you just have that.
Holes.
There should probably be one of those just all.
yeah, we probably should just, we'll, between him and Brent,
And get it all underneath and not
He's
have
talking
all
about
this
putting
stuff.
everything on.
okay, yeah. I mean,
Yeah, everything should be ran under. A non-exposed. Very good.
and that was it.
That's it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna need 2 minutes.
Can we, while you're, yeah, okay.
Oh.
Since Mr. Wells is down here, at request, I will move to go into 20-minute executive session with, for non-elected personnel with all 3 commissioners and Sheriff Wells. Do we need Josh present and Josh Knight? Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Probably warm in there now.
It might be, but I can always take my jacket off. So-
Can you share with them the elevator phone is working?
minutes. One minute. Time's up.
I'll see what I can do.
Let's see what do this stuff.
Yeah. Sorry, Josh, we'll be right back. No action taken in executive session.
Are we going right back?
We're gonna handle this real quick and then we'll go right back in. You,
No. I-
See you then.
Yeah.
say that? What's that?
But that's a 5-year anniversary.
Yeah. I will move to approve the 3 personnel action forms brought forth by Sheriff Wells.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor?
I just
Aye.
had brief discussion. I'm not supporting it just for the same issues as before, is that according to Scott Lloyd, the only thing that was put in the budget for raises was that 50 cent from the beginning of the year.
Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor?
I would just want to touch on that, because the 5-year anniversary is always done, which is one of them, and the other one was a K-9 for 25 cents, and the other one's already getting that, so these are things that should be and are funded through the sheriff's department and the entire county, because anybody spent a year here, 5-year, 10-year, et cetera, all have an automatic bonus built in, so, and then the other one's a resignation, so. I'm on my whole.
So the motion has been made and seconded. Excuse me, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Do you want an update on the building, or you want me to wait till next week?
Yeah. And actually, if you could bring, or whoever you want to bring, it's up to you, but I kind of talked with them a little bit about giving us a full, kind of a rundown and kind of a meeting type situation to where we could all be present instead of just going down there separately.
Sure.
So if you'd like to orchestrate that,
Yeah, just let me know who you want. And
let's get you on the agenda. If you want to bring, at least,
KBS.
yes.
Okay.
At least them. I think that'd be plenty.
All right.
And then that way we can give the whole public a full update while we're all present.
Sounds good to me.
That's okay.
Sounds good. Thank you. Have a good day.
I will move to go into executive session for 10 minutes, all 3 commissioners and Josh and I.
Did Josh leave?
No, he's waiting for us. So, motion's been made and seconded. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
Is it 2 minutes?
Yeah.
Under what?
Under what?
5 minutes. One minute. Hands up.
Make a move to extend for 5 months. All in favor? Aye.
One minute.
Time's up.
No action taken in executive session. And no fingernails needed. Okay. Thank you for your patience, Michelle, since I pushed you off.
On this sound. So is there a decision
Huh?
on the sound?
Go back.
Just be patient, woman.
I want to make sure I didn't write your PO.
Yeah. You do need to write a PO, I would think, because,
And then do I need 2 separate POs? Since one goes for one person, one goes for 2 people.
oh, well, that'll all be outlined in the motion here. So I will move to approve the bid for sound, VOCC audio and video from Clayton Hart Pence. And as part of that, a PO upon completion be issued to Clayton for labor and install, including OBS setup and design in the amount of $1,080.
And I just have one question on that. We talked about running all the lines, and I'm assuming that this price and his time includes, he's gonna have to run it all underneath, which obviously would take a little bit more than running everything on top.
Right.
So I just wanna make sure that that,
I will visit with
Is his
him and make
plan
sure
on
that
that?
that has not changed.
okay.
And as part of my motion as well, I will, hold on, do some quick math here. 1,080 paid to Clayton Harpence for labor, including OBS setup design, and the remaining $3,818.67 for material be paid by the county to where he is ordering these from, which appears to be Amazon.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Was that confusing enough? Just want to make sure we separate that out because we don't want to have to try to put that more material. So. There we go. But you'll need it. That's done. That's done. Inventory. Was there anything else that you guys seen? We added the Lenovo laptop. We added serial numbers, model numbers for the phone.
The questions I had, I just reached out and they answered them. So,
What's that?
the ones I had questions on, I reached
You
out
got
to
it.
them, there was a department that I asked them, and they answered everything.
Okay. Heather, were your questions
No, I
answered?
guess the only other thing is if she needs a serial number, if I can find it on here.
It should, if you go in your settings, just similar to your phone, it should have a information. It should have all that.
Oh, in the settings.
Yeah.
I will try to do that.
So I'll move to approve the inventory as stated on the inventory sheet.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Very good. Approval of regular meeting minutes. You guys have a second to review.
Oh, I got
it.
I have to edit them, so. Okay.
So, no, I've not read it yet. You want me to do that?
Yes. Yeah, this one really, you can probably just hang on to that one, and then if you want to keep it as purchased, or even if he purchases it in a whole, then you can just fill it out and bring it back. Cause it's in part of the motion just to pay. That's separate. That's what I wanted to,
So I went ahead and ordered those
Yeah,
today, and just
yeah.
bring you the.
and bring us the final total.
Did this get approved? Or contract?
Yeah, it did, yes. That it has been signed and submitted. Yeah. And actually, hang on to this one too, Michelle, because they've all been approved, they're all at the same time. You've already got it.
Nothing at stake.
Yeah.
I don't know, yeah, but I do need to go.
But they vote themselves if they're gonna increase it. Or they vote not to, but they increase
They refrained from taking a vote.
Pay increase,
the legislature decided for themselves.
they don't deserve a raise for the next 20 years.
You, anything else for me?
I don't think so. I do want to visit in commissioner reports also about this tax disbursements. I believe there's some input. I don't know that there's anybody to fuss at, but I'll let Heather finish reviewing the minutes. But I think for you, that's it. Unless there's any other reason that you can think of, Jay, Heather.
You didn't get a copy of this one?
I didn't. After all of that,
Free copy, Monday.
Anticipation.
I think this is the last day of it.
you know why? Because I want to be on time. You still got the pledge of allegiance in before I go.
Did you get that link on that
Hey.
campaign policy?
It didn't work,
Yes,
you were
I
still
just
1
read
minute
it.
late.
No, that's a little fast.
Did you make it in time for the
Pledge?
judge?
Yeah, it just, yeah, and I asked
1
her if
minute
she wanted
fast.
like a digital one or a paper one. I think she kind of wants a paper one, but digital would be nice because then she could access it wherever, but,
I just
Have a short week.
do online, but I'm not stuck with it online. So
Right.
I just, I'll look at that today, but yes, I did.
Actually, it's right up. See ya.
You went into recess for 11 minutes.
Yeah. I figured you'd get a kick out of that.
I'm in kickball.
There was a mistake in the minutes that we approved last week that I thankfully reviewed before they got brought here. Because I feel like the laughter would have.
Now, and let's continue. I'll work you upstairs.
Right.
Mr. Bowman.
It was pretty good. Anyway.
Not good names.
And so you're comfortable here, Heather? You good?
There was only one little typo. I think quite.
Did you correct it?
It just needs an E somewhere at the end of a sentence. Quite, I think it's supposed to be quite. Isn't that a new thing that's been going on for quite some
That-
time? So
yeah.
I just think that's.
Yep, very good. But that's not even Michelle's fault, that's my fault. And we'll put the little edit mark right there. So I will move to approve the Tuesday, February 20th meeting minutes with the correction.
Second.
Oh, wait, I thought I handed you a copy that we'd
Well,
already
there's,
signed.
I just signed one.
It's laid it over there. Did Michelle run off with it?
is that it?
Did she? Yes, ma'am.
I
Let me
was
make the
cleaning up my
edit.
desk.
Let me make the edit mark. There you go. Okay, I want to make you guys privy to what is going on around these disbursements. Disbursements were sent out last week, but they, in 2 cases that I know of, they're considerably lower than what we think they should have been. So I have not had a chance to speak with Laura yet, but I've reached out. They are going to look and dig and find out why. So we are currently in an investigation right now. Excuse me, I use the investigation term loosely. It's more of a discovery. To try and find out where and why the issue is the way it is. I'm rather frustrated with that office. And so if you guys don't have any issues, I'm gonna call Laura and visit with her more. Just to find out what's going on, because I also know that there's been some work in that office that hasn't been completed in a timely fashion. That is going to put us in a bad position again real soon. So if there's no disagreement, I will reach out to Laura, go visit with her, find out what the issue is and get more of an update for you guys. But as of right now, that's all I know.
So you know, I'm upset, but I'm gonna just leave it alone because I wanna make sure everything gets caught up and, I'll have a statement at a later date. I mean, I've stayed quiet on this for the last 2 or 3 months and just kind of let everything play out. But there's some serious issues in there that will have to be addressed at some point, Tom.
There was some stuff with the road vehicle report that I need to send to the state that was due back in January. And the state has been gracious enough to just let me keep them kind of in the loop as to what's going on. I can pull the report, but it doesn't help because it's not accurate to even a little bit of a degree, so we just waited. Some of the stuff is out, but since the disbursements weren't done in the correct year timeframe, it throws all the numbers off, so the past motor vehicle reports that have been submitted will be incorrect. So the one completing them is work like, I've had them communicate so we know what we need from one another, and we're gonna have to go back and make those adjustments on those past reports so that they're hopefully somewhat correct. So, I don't know what all that's gonna entail yet, that just came back to me over the weekend, so we will see. So, hopefully by at least the next couple of weeks, I can get back to them, since it was due in January.
Is that something Linda can assist with on the treasurer side? Or,
And she kind of is. The problem is the plate keeps growing. But now that we have at least some disbursement to the cities, that is a positive, and them get it sometime. But what Michelle's also alleging, or not alleging, but talking to, is that the motor vehicle distribution that's gone out in the past wasn't correct. And in fact, it is thought that maybe
Is that the
a lot of
December
it
one?
wasn't sent out at all. Now I'm talking clear back to 22.
no, I mean, but when you say motor vehicle disbursement, is that the one that is normally the December disbursement?
Well, there's a few of them, and the last one comes out in December,
As
correct?
a whole, it's a
Right.
complete report for that
Okay.
disbursement as a whole.
But motor vehicle goes out quarterly also, or is it only in December?
It's biannual, I believe.
Twice a year?
Yeah, twice a year, I believe.
Oh, so probably July and December, or
Right.
June and December.
But that report reflects for all
Right.
For the
the
three.
three and all the
Right.
22.
Right. So that's kind of where that's at, just so you guys are privy to what's going on behind the scenes. Because we try to send you guys all the emails and stuff like that, but there's a lot, and so I just try to give you in a nutshell.
Well, the big thing is to make sure that the taxing entities understand what's going on. And I get their position. They all know that we don't control that it is controlled by an elected office, which is treasurer's office. And if they don't do it right, then they go up and talk to them, but that doesn't show their people, that their constituents that vote for them, doesn't show they're doing anything about it. So the vocal part they have is they can come to a commission meeting, and I agree with every one of their complaints. The thing is how to fix it.
Right.
So with that, that's why we have to, it's a whole lot easier to try to figure, I think we're headed in the right direction with Linda. Without her, I don't think we've had any disbursements out at all.
Well, yeah, we wouldn't have.
So I think we're headed in the right direction, which is what the commission did step up and do. quite frankly, we've got a lot more work to do in there, and hopefully we can get it done. And talking with Linda the other night, I feel confident that we can get it done. It's not gonna happen overnight. If we get this way overnight, we're looking at probably 90 days to 6 months to get it caught up. But that's what it is.
And the biggest problem too, the other toughest decision we have is some of these entities can't afford to be without disbursements for that amount of time. It's just not in the cards.
Which is why we have to make sure, the January one is the big one, so it has to get right, get it cleaned up. And that's why I keep cautioning, all the other stuff we talk about, the most important thing we have right now on our desk, bar anything, is getting these entities their money. Everything else can go to the back burner for a little bit, and let's get everybody their money out so they can operate. If they can't operate, we've got a problem. And if that means that we have to do something different to get the money to them, then we have to do that. Well, we have departments within our own county that the money's not in the right place, and they can't operate right now. I mean, they literally have to borrow from some other fund they have.
Yeah.
Because we can't even get that right.
Right.
So we have to get it all right and get everybody paid, including the county departments that need their money to operate. So it's time consuming. I'm gonna still sit back and keep my mouth shut and support who I can to get things done, but at some point in time, enough is enough. I mean, somebody has to know that if you can't do it, you can't do it. Let's find a person that can. And I think we've done that with this, with Linda. So we'll just keep moving in that direction.
Yep, I agree. So, with that being said, rural water for disbursements.
Yes, so when Sheila Dale was here, and it was Overbrook Fire District number 4,
Over the.
they get some disbursements from Douglas County. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
If I put water, it's wrong.
I'll fix it.
It's the Overbrook Fire District, I think,
I
is number
should.
4. And part of their service area overflows into Douglas County. So they do get some money from them. And when she was here the other day, I remember a couple years ago, she'd asked me about this, and I kind of worked on it and didn't get very far. But she thought maybe all the way back to around 2015, she doesn't know that they've been getting their Douglas County disbursements. So I told her I would look into that. So I got ahold of someone at the treasurer's office, Douglas County, extremely nice and very helpful. And within like 3 days, she had me these reports. So I just forwarded them to Sheila. There were 3 different reports with breakdowns. She even was able to give like the dates the checks have been issued and check numbers and all sorts of things. So in the event, so I sent it to Sheila and I haven't heard back from her, but I just said, if you find discrepancies with checks you should have gotten from us that maybe your records don't reflect, we're gonna have to look into that, because it may be that we got money from Douglas County and it didn't go back out to them.
So does Douglas County send the money to our treasurer?
So it-
or
yeah,
they'll
so-
send it directly?
No, so that was my question, and she included that, the person from Douglas County answered that in my email, that they make the checks out to Osage County Treasurer. They are sent here. And so when I hear back from Sheila, if there's some discrepancies, it's the next thing. At some point, we would have to look into that and figure out what we would need to do. So I don't know if there'll be discrepancies, but I was very pleased with how quickly this person was able to get me that information. So I'll let you know if anything more develops on that.
Okay.
I finishing up on the budget dates and everything. I'd send it back out to Michelle and Scott just to double check everything. So pretty much have it done. There's one date I found that I was visiting with Michelle that I'm going to let her pick whatever date she thinks she would like, but it has to do with the appropriated funds. And those entities come in like Crosswinds and SOS and CASA. They come in and they ask for money. And so in the previous years, they just kind of come in whenever. On here, it talks about a deadline that they need to get the stuff to Michelle. So I'm gonna let her pick what date she would like on that, and then she can set up when they might come present to us, but it needs to be prior enough to June, I think, when we're finishing up things with Scott. So that's really the only date. Otherwise, this is done on the budget calendar. And when I was talking to Scott, and I told him our conversation with when we had hired Linda and how she's working through her items, and about the CPA that I had reached out to and kind of talked about his services that were available. And I had asked him, I said, do you ever think that might be something that we could use? Because right now it's a duplication of services. Because what Linda's doing right now is what he would start with. Scott said when they start working through the audit, he said there might be things they come across where having a CPA would be helpful, and because they're the auditor, they can't do it. So I just said, when he's here in March, if he would visit about that and give us more details, like what does that mean and what does that look like? That way, if you guys have any other questions, because he said there might be times he would say, okay, we've came across this in the new 23 audit, and this is where it would be nice to have a CPA come in and work through this item.
I got news for you.
Something to that
This audit's not gonna be friendly. It's gonna be very difficult.
Well, I'm not
We
saying
thought
it's
the
not.
22 audit was bad. This one's gonna be worse.
So anyway, I just asked Scott,
Right.
when he's here in March, kind of just give more information to us as a whole, like, what does that mean and what are some examples? And then we'll go from there.
Yeah.
So he said that actually might be very beneficial. He won't know till he gets into all of that stuff.
Right.
I'm pretty confident in Linda and Scott's ability to get it figured out, and we'll cross in something that needs more direction. But I'm not gonna make a motion to approve something that I agree that now we know, I don't know why we can tell him any information because we haven't talked about it or opened it up, so.
Yeah.
Until we get to that point.
We're
talking about.
in such a debacle right now. But anyway, Michelle, did you have anything else? Think we got everything for you? Well, there's one matter of business left.
I will make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. You all have a great week.
Good luck.
I'm gonna go have a fun conversation. In Burlingame. Good luck in Burlingame.
Who's Burlingame playing?
I should have. Shame on me.
Well, if we win, we get the pleasure of going from